Hi. So, a few days ago, I reacted to the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, and from what I've seen from it, there were a lot of pros about it that I have on my list. But there's also a lot of cons I have about it too. But I think with the information I've gathered from watching other reactors talk about it, and with what I've seen personally, from my own personal opinion about it, I feel like I can really talk about this more, because I feel like, being a Nintendo fan myself, I'm really hyped for all the games that are coming for it, and I'm also hyped for the console because it's like, yeah, finally 4K graphics. However, the price of the console is $450, and the Mario Kart bundle is worth $500. Now, for some odd reason, people are saying $450 is a good price for the console. Now, I can't 100% disagree with you there, but you have like a little bit of a conundrum there. It doesn't come with a game. And if you do try to get a game afterwards, like if you try to buy a physical copy of Mario Kart separately for the console, you're better off buying the fucking bundle. Because Mario Kart as a standalone game is going to be $90 for a physical copy, mind you, and a digital copy is going to be $80. Now, why is a physical copy more expensive? I don't know. They are really pushing you to try and buy more digital games. Now, if any other Nintendo Switch fan like myself would be like, oh, it's fine, I have all the Switch 1 games. Well, you gotta take note that not all the Switch 1 games you own will not be playable. And a lot of them, or a handful of them, will require that HD remake. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to be an optional thing. I hope it's going to be an optional thing to be able to play Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom the way it is without its HD graphics upgrade. But still, it's kind of a scary thought, when you think about it. Another thing I want to touch up on is they didn't really specify if older model Switch controllers can work on the new console. I really hope it does, and I hope someone will touch up on that or let me know. Now, Kirby Air Riders is definitely a game that a small handful of people are definitely anticipated for. I didn't grow up playing Kirby Air Riders, despite the fact that I'm an '02 baby and I grew up with the GameCube mostly, and Wii. But it definitely is one of those games that's very fun to play with friends casually. And I hope Sakurai really improves upon the game from when it originally came out on the GameCube, because it's been a long time since a sequel has ever been released. Also, speaking of GameCube, they did release a classic GameCube library for the Switch. Also, I don't know. I'm not going to pay the extra $35 just to be able to play fucking Soul Calibur 2 or Wind Waker or any other GameCube title on there. I don't see a point. Like, I've already played the games in general anyway. They're nice to visit, but no. Also, I don't want a new GameCube controller by Nintendo. I already have this glorious Nixie Warrior one that has all the bells and whistles I need for a modern GameCube controller. Plus, you can just plug this sucker into a Wii, GameCube, Switch, or PC. I also hope this will work on the Switch too. If I have to upgrade this sucker, then, well, I'm fucked. Another thing to note about the Switch 2 release is a lot of the things, like, this is so stupid. I have to discuss this because a lot of things that are coming out exclusively for the Switch 2 are very retarded. One of them being the game chat. Or in simple terms, Nintendo Discord. I don't know why they're even adding that. We see the C button, and We're like, oh, we haven't seen a C button on a controller or a C stick in ages. Not since the fucking Wii era. And it turns out to be a game chat button. Now, they also added a camera to the console as well, and I'm like, okay, why do you need a camera for Discord? Look, in my honest opinion, I can't really go into detail about this because it's too damn retarded for me to even really explain. We've had Discord for a long time. We don't need another console exclusive Discord. Besides, the Nintendo's probably going to be monitoring half the conversations you're going to have on that software anyway. Another thing to note is I will definitely be making content on both, especially the Mario Kart World game and Donkey Kong Bonanza. I barely posted any Mario Kart videos as is on the Switch. And speaking of the Switch, one of the reasons why I haven't really posted any videos on the on my current Switch recently, or any Nintendo related games, my Switch has unexpectedly, in the past few months ago, died. I'm holding the power button, as you can see. Like, I don't know if it'll pick it up on the microphone, but I am holding the power button, and this thing has been doing nothing but sitting on the charger. And I had a short period where I didn't play on the Switch for a few months, and one day I picked it up and tried to turn it on, and it just wouldn't turn on. We've never spilt anything on it. I have dropped this once, but I only broke the screen protector and got it replaced. But one thing to note about my Switch is it's 7 years old. Yes, you heard right. That it's not exactly a day one Switch, but my mother gave it to me within the year it released of December. So it's over 7 years old at this point. So in a way, it was kind of good that the Switch 1, or at least my Switch 1 died, but at the same time, I hope I'll be able to get some of the data on the console moved to the new Switch 2. If not, then I am fucked. So, following onto the Switch, my Switch 1's history, I do have a Summer Game-a-thon video on my computer somewhere that I do plan to upload. I know I've said this multiple times in the past videos, but I actually do want to try and figure out a way to upload it despite the shitty Wi-Fi I have. And I actually want to try and honor my Switch 1 the best way I can by giving it its last shine. Now, the last shine I had was back in 2024 during the summer. So, yeah. But anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for my personal preferences for this, at least for the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. I know I don't normally make videos like this. I normally just get straight to the point and go, play a game like this. And yes, this is me actually playing the game. It's just an old replay. As you can see, I can literally pause and play. So I'm not ripping off any footage. This is my personal footage I recorded for this. But anyway, I hope y'all are having a wonderful weekend. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.